Guys, we are making one of my husband's favorite dishes, and that is called a hobo casserole. I am dicing up one small to medium yellow onion, and I'm putting it right in my frying pan, and we are going to cook it up. You know, saute our onions. Okay. All right. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to put in about 2 tablespoons of butter in our casserole dish, and this is a 9 by 13, and I'm going to stick it right in the oven while the oven is preheating, so it will be ready when we are. So I've got my onion diced up, and I got my little stove on, and then we're going to go ahead and put in 1.5 pounds of ground hamburger, and this is pretty lean. Well, that's what it said anyway. And I like to always break mine up, but I always wash my hands before I do anything else. Okay, I did wash my hands. Anytime you deal with raw meat, you really need to wash your hands. So now I am going to peel about 6 small russet potatoes. I'm going to try to do it thinly. I've got my potatoes all peeled, and I just have to wash them. But I'm going to go ahead and put in my salt and pepper in my hamburger. I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of pepper and a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to kind of start mixing it up. Okay, so now we have our hamburger in, and it is cooking with our raw onion. And it is smelling so good in my kitchen. Okay, I'm going to go and wash my potatoes. And these were small russet potatoes. They were not great big ones. But we are going to just I'm going to make them into little 4s. I like them that size for this casserole. We don't want them too big. We don't want them diced, but we want them kind of like that. We want to be able to get a chunk of potato. It's the way I like them. I haven't made this in a long time, and when I told my husband that this is what I was making, he said, "Oh my goodness, he can't hardly wait." Okay, we're on our last potato. And my little dog is crying in and out, in and out, in and out. Poor little thing. Okay, we're just going to kind of start stirring our hamburger a little bit while it's cooking. And we are going to drain if there's any grease on here, we're going to get it all off. I love a casserole. You know, it's a little time consuming at first, but you know, when you first start in a casserole, it can be time consuming depending on if you have to cook the meat or not. And this isn't a dump and go, but what I like about a casserole is you can get it all made up about the same time, get it in the oven, and clean up your kitchen, so all you have is just a casserole dish and maybe some really good bread or a side salad or something like that, and your meal's already prepped, and your kitchen should be cleaned in between while it's baking. Now, does it always turn out that way? No, but for the most part, it can. All right, we're going to add some flavor. About 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And you could put in minced if you want to, but I just find that the garlic powder just really gives it a little bit more flavor. I love thyme. I'd say probably about a teaspoon of thyme. And just kind of stir it all around. My little doggie's mad at me. She's sitting in front of the door. What it was is the UPS guy was out there and she goes ballistic. And we don't let them out because they just bark and bark and bark. We don't have trained professional dogs here. We're going to put in some mushrooms. I'm going to take a paper towel and just start wiping these off. And this is how I clean my mushrooms. I just take a paper towel and wipe them off. I saw that. I think it was the Barefoot Contessa. She takes her mushrooms and wipes them off. Get any dirt. These are pretty clean looking. These are just plain white button mushrooms, and my husband loves them. Loves them. So you can use can. I used can the other day in my pizza cobbler, but I had these fresh ones I just got today, so we're going to use them. I honestly, once something's cooked, it's hard for me to tell the difference. But I guess there is, you know. I don't really know. Okay. I'm just going to throw my mushrooms right in here. I'm going to take the stems off. And I'm going to use them for something else. I'm going to use them for stock. I'm just going to put them in a little freezer bag for my stock. Alright, so we have our mushrooms right here in our bowl. And we are just making sure that butter goes all the way around. Okay, now we're going to check on our hamburger. So I'm just going to take some paper towels and put right in there. Just pour my grease right in there. And if any hamburger falls in there, it's on top. The grease will still go down and the hamburger is on top. Okay, now we're going to take 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. So 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. And you can leave out those mushrooms if you like, but I'm putting them in because my husband adores mushrooms. Then we're going to need a 1/2 cup of milk. Now I have these steamable peas and carrots, and so and they were frozen, so I'm going to put them in my microwave for 4 minutes because that will steam them. And then, because I don't want to put them frozen, I don't want to put these in frozen in my casserole, so I'm going to steam these for 4 minutes just like the directions say. And this is cooking up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start kind of dicing up my mushrooms. We want everything to be kind of the same, you know, the same structure, formality in the casserole. And we're going to cook down these mushrooms just a little bit while our peas and carrots are in the oven. Okay, now we're going to put in 1/2 cup of beef broth. 1/2 cup of beef broth. Oh my gosh, that smells heavenly and looks heavenly. Oh my goodness, this is going to make my husband so happy. Okay, we have our buttered casserole dish, and we're going to pour this meat sauce right over the top. Now we're going to take our potatoes and we're just going to pop them in the casserole dish. You can use these any old way. I just find that I like the chunk of potato a lot better. You have a lot of hard-working men in your family. This is the dish for them. Okay, so our peas and carrots are already steamed. So we are just going to go ahead and pour them right over our casserole. I love peas and carrots. Love them. We're going to take our casserole and place full over the top. And we top it with those peas and carrots. Okay, so we're going to put this in the oven and let it bake for 45 minutes. And then we're going to take it out and we're going to top it with cheddar cheese. Guys, this smells like heaven. Oh my goodness. Now we're just going to start topping it with our cheddar cheese. We're going to put it back in for about, I'm going to say about 20 minutes. Look at that. You know we've got to let this set and cool. Can you imagine how good this is going to be? Okay guys, we are going to try this casserole. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That is beautiful and it is piping hot. It is cheesy, the potatoes. See how I like the chunky potatoes? It's almost like a stew in a casserole. Perfect. I like it like that because I don't want the potatoes to disintegrate. I want it to be a hearty meal. Guys, this will be one of your favorite dishes. I'm not joking. It is so delicious. I can't believe you watch. I can't believe you make the recipes. You make me want to make them perfect for you. And I just want to say thank you. You guys go, please make this casserole. It is absolutely hearty, delicious. It's not soggy or mushy. This is a very, very good casserole. You guys go. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.